Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 13th of August, ending Friday, the 17th of August, 2018. This is options expiration week in what has so far been the slowest month of the year. Very uneventful until Friday. We did slip a bit. We'll go through that right now. Futures for Monday already looking a little bit lower. Let's take a look at the daily chart here of the ES front month futures contract. It's the broad market in futures form. You can see it kind of rolled over, but we started the week off on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday just dead flat. And there's actually an island reversal formation. We'll talk about that in a bit. So anyways, Friday finally came down a bit. Let's go through all the major things that we like to look at. Crude oil closing the week out at $67.63. Gold down $3.10. That puts it near breakdown lows here. S&P cash on Friday lost 20.3. You can kind of see the floating island better there, but we'll look at it on the intraday here in a moment. NDX, NASDAQ 100 down 58.66. The SOX loses 34.26. Puts it pretty much mid-range for the last year. Biotech's down 16.73. VIX gains $1.89. Remember, that got real low back into the horrible area that we spent a lot of time last year, and that's when the markets get flat. The trend closes at 1.45, and it had a big reading on Thursday, so the 10-day moving average is now 1.09. NASDAQ volume, 2.1 billion on Friday, 2.1 billion on Wednesday, more than that on Monday and Tuesday when we didn't do anything, and then Thursday was the low volume of the week. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ on Friday was negative 622, and on the New York was negative 910. Google on Friday lost almost 12 points. Apple down 62 cents. Netflix down $3.49. Amazon down $12.22, which is still basically at all-time highs. Tesla up 3.04. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 87 cents. Goldman Sachs down 4.17. Facebook down $2.83. All right, so here's the intra-week action. Switch this to 10-minute candles so you can see what I'm talking about here. So on Monday, we kind of moved up a bit. Then Tuesday, we had gapped up. Very flat day. Wednesday, very flat again. Same day on Thursday. I mean, just in this horrible range for 3 days straight. Definition of summer doldrums. But that's a floating island, and then we gap back down. And so now what that means is that if you take out the lows of Friday, that triggers the floating island, and that's usually a pretty big sell signal when it happens. Here's the NASDAQ side. Not as clean, but the same look for the week. Didn't really have a floating island per se. But the floating island on the broad market is certainly something that we're going to keep an eye on, because at the moment the futures are looking low down for Monday morning, almost enough to already trigger that island. So we'll see what happens, but of course we still have until tomorrow to find out where we open. Here's a look at the economic data coming out this week. So nothing on Monday. Tuesday is the NFIB Small Business Index. Got import prices an hour before the bell. Mortgage delinquencies. Oops, sorry about that. Wednesday, core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, preliminary non-farm productivity and unit labor costs. At 9:15, we've got capacity utilization and industrial production. At 10, business inventories and NAHB housing market index. At 10:30, crude oil inventories. At 4, tick long-term purchases. Thursday, housing starts, building permits, Philly Fed, and the weekly initial and continuing claims. An hour into the market, we've got the weekly natural gas numbers. Friday, University of Michigan sentiment and the CB leading index. None of that is huge. We've got no Fed meeting, none of the bigger data points. But we do have options expiration on Friday, which is probably going to make Friday a waste of time, which means you would typically look for an options unraveling move on Wednesday or Thursday. But, you know, the way this month has been, it's hard to imagine there's many open options positions. So we'll just have to see. We may or may not get that. And that's it. We'll just call it as we see it. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.